That works. Testing 1, 2. Hopefully this is on. Hopefully this is on. Hopefully I am not distorted. Let me get my levels down. See, I am loud, and I know I am loud. So I want to make sure that there's a good blend of my voice, and I need that bed behind me just in case the fan kicks on. I am live on Haps right now. I am also live on YouTube and should be live on Facebook as well. If you're watching this from Haps and you see a green screen behind me, it's because there's a green screen behind me. And if you're watching this anywhere else, then you should see the F1 because there is that behind me. We have the American Freedmen backdrop, courtesy of my brothers from BTP, you know. Had to get clearance and shit. I didn't want no copyright infringement and shit, you know, so I had to get my clearance before I put that up there. I've got the other logo that I think they use for Juneteenth, which we know, as December-teenth now, but, you know, we're not going to get into that tonight. Hopefully the audio is there. Hopefully it is clear. I am going to check a couple platforms and make sure that I'm coming through. Looks like I'm coming through on Haps right now. Looks like I'm coming through on Haps. Let's see if I'm coming through. I haven't made it over to Facebook yet. Maybe it takes a couple minutes to get on Facebook. I don't know. Haps is up. Oh, Facebook is up right now. Facebook is up right now. So the technology is working. Hopefully I am audible. If I am audible and there's anybody that can hear this shit, you know, just let me know. Because I want to get busy. But before I get busy, I really need to make sure that my audio is good. I'm not because I got all new shit that I'm working with, you know, and I'm like a kid in a candy store, but I don't want to be like a fucked up kid in a candy store, you know. So hopefully I am clear. Chuck Harrison, appreciate you in there. I believe that's another name that I've known you by, but I'm gonna go with Chuck Harrison tonight because I'm seeing Chuck Harrison in there. But yeah, so you might be seeing me a couple different ways on YouTube and Facebook, and with Haps, like I said, there's a green curtain behind me, absolutely, because Haps does not have green screen capabilities from what I know. If they do, then I'll find out and I'll correct that as soon as possible. But right now, I'm gonna rock with the Freedman because I am a Freedman. And I got a few things I want to talk about. I think it came across actually on the Facebook side. You know, so I'm giving people a little bit of a heads up on what I'm going to be talking about. You know, not in any specific order, okay? Not in any specific order, but we're going to be talking about all the shit that I've got in these headings. So, you know, I just wanted to make sure that I got this going. And courtesy of a lot of technology that I don't really understand. But I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So, hopefully the audio is there. I would think it is by now. If the audio ain't there, somebody would have said something by now. So, let me check YouTube and see where YouTube is at. YouTube is showing me. YouTube, you know what? YouTube is showing me with a green screen too. Because I'm coming through Haps. I'm coming through Haps now. Now, is YouTube showing me both ways? Am I coming through? Let me see. That might be a different situation. I might have to cut YouTube from Haps to make sure that the StreamYard go. Oh, I got both of them coming through. Okay, well, I'll fuck with it. It's saying one is live. Saying one is live, but the other one, let me see. Saying one is live. Oh, they both live. Okay, word up. Word up. I can fuck with that. So the audio is coming through, and I appreciate anybody that's going to check this out, whether it be tonight, tomorrow, or next year. You know, I'm learning a lot about traction. You know, and where I see 30, 40, 50 views, then I come back a couple months later and it's like 300, 400. You know, I really don't care about the live views, I guess, anymore. As long as I get the message out when I'm supposed to get it out, that's kind of up to everybody else to figure out when they gonna listen to the shit. So, you know, I know the message is there. I know the message is thorough. I know the message is tight. I just can't get all y'all motherfuckers to listen to it at one time. So it is what it is. But I'll appreciate anybody that checks it out tonight. You know, I got to fuck with this Patreon thing. You know, it told me I'm losing if I don't get a Patreon account. I had a Patreon account before motherfuckers really started talking about Patreon. But, you know, like I always said, you know, I went backwards. I went and started doing Facebook Live videos again. What the fuck I go and do that for? So I'm here now. All right? Motherfuckers here now. I even got some weird ass shit on this deck. I didn't even realize that I had it. I thought it was stuff that I had to program, but there's some shit already in here. Some crazy shit. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Yeah, I can stop that now. I don't need a whole lot of clapping. Brother Tony D, what's good with you? I'm just, you know, I'm here. It's Thursday night. And I'm here. I got some shit to spit, and I'm gonna do that. But you know, I got new technology, Brother Tony. So Tony's over on the Hap Space. He's been fucking with me heavy over there on the Hap Space, and I appreciate that, brother. And so I'm actually here on Haps, and then I'm on my laptop, brother, that I'm coming through YouTube and Facebook. So I got YouTube and Haps, YouTube and Facebook going from Haps, and then I got YouTube and Facebook going from StreamYard. So, you know, I guess I got a versus going on right now. I guess I got a versus to see who's going to deliver the quality the best. Right now, I got to definitely say that StreamYard is fucking with me right now because, you know, they got green screen capabilities and shit. You know, when you got green screen capabilities, you know, you can alter your background and have your shit look fly. You know, my shit looks fly right now. You know, I got the American Freedman established 1865. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel, Freedman Media 1874. Now, Freedman Media 1874 is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. And if you understand where the 1874 is, then you know me and you know my family. But if you don't, then let me tell you about the shit. The reason I chose Freedman Media 1874 because that is the year that my great-grandfather was born. That's the year that I became a descendant of a freedman because he was born, okay? And then he had my grandfather Herbert, and then my grandfather Herbert and my grandmother Annie got together and they created my mother, and whose name is Ida, which technically not technically, realistically, my great-grandmother, her name was Ida. My mom's name is Ida. So we already know where the name Ida comes from in the freedman world. You know, so that's a strong ass name. 3 letters, but it's a strong ass name, you know, for the freedman. So I chose Freedman Media 1874, not trying to give myself, you know, a distinction and separate myself away from the collective, but that's when I became a freedman, you know, because everybody else was enslaved. So, you know, we don't really rock with the institution of slavery anymore. We rock with the institution of freedmen. So I'm going to represent this shit the way I am supposed to. All right. There ain't going to be no clown shit on here. The better I get, the more equipment I get, that's just going to be the more thorough we are. We ain't going to get all crazy once we do get some traction out here and get to doing stupid shit. We going to stay right with it. That's what Freedman Media is about. So I appreciate everybody who's fucking with me out here now and who's going to be fucking with me in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years. And, you know, hopefully I'll still be around this bitch, I guess, then. And shout out to Al B. Shore. Al B. Shore ain't going to listen to this motherfucker, but it's his birthday today, and that brother almost died. They was giving him like 6 months to live type shit, and he's on it, you know? So, Hey, shout out to brother, Al. And it was the late Queen Phyllis Hyman's birthday yesterday. I really wish she would have survived, man. I really wish she could have made it. There'd be a lot of motherfucking out of work singers right now. Just think if Phyllis never died and then Whitney didn't die. Just think of how many motherfuckers would just be working at the post office. They gave a lot of people a lot of great music left here, and then they just start accepting anybody. And auto-tune and all that shit is just fucking with people out here. But yeah. So I'm here, check me out on YouTube. And if you want to see the cool ass background, you're gonna check me out on YouTube, okay? Or Facebook. And it's just the way the shit works right now, I guess, Haps just ain't got the green screen capability, and I can see myself. And what up, Haps? What up, people? And then what up, everybody else? What up, everybody else? So it's all good. But yeah, I got some things I want to talk about, man. And I guess I don't really know exactly where to start. But I was looking at some stuff earlier, and I was tripping because I didn't catch this in March. I'm going to start at the first one. We're going to go straight down right now. If I get sidetracked and shit, I'll get back on. But I didn't catch this back in March because I really ain't been up on like Michelle and Barack and all their movements and shit like that. They did what they did, and they did what they did, and they doing what they doing. But I ain't really been following them. And I guess Michelle was on Jimmy Kimmel. And, I don't have any of the audio or the video tonight. I'm still in that remote stage. I didn't go looking for it. I could have probably found it, but because I do got some audio and shit here. I'm not totally Fred Flintstone with this shit. I do have some capabilities. So I'm going to let some audio go on some other things. But she was on Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel, did that typical. And when I say typical, you got to understand, I'm not going to be putting out a whole lot of disclaimers from this point on. Now that I got a nice ass background and I got some good sounds and shit, hopefully the sound is good. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of disclaimers. Y'all should fucking know me by now. So y'all should know where I stand on shit. Every now and then when I bring some new shit up, then I will give you a disclaimer or whatever. Just like I give you a fair use disclaimer, because if I say something tonight and I'm just using it for fair use, that's all I want to use it for. I don't want to knock in my videos and shit because it's been real up to this point, but now it's about to get really real. So I don't want nobody fucking with my shit. So it is good. It is good. So where I'm at right now, man, is I'm trying to figure out why the typical white man is so enamored with black sexuality. Typical, the typical one, okay? You might think you're a typical white man if you're listening to this, or a white woman, but you're probably not. I mean, we're talking about, like, no matter what we can talk about, no matter what conversation level we're on, it all gets back to sex. And I say typical because I've seen it more than not, but I generally avoid it. I generally avoid it because, for one, my sex life is none of nobody's fucking business. So I've had like these conversations with people, probably former coworkers and shit, most likely. And they get in and they get to talking about crazy shit. And then sometimes they would bring like their wives into the shit. Okay. They would bring their wives into this shit and then look at me and expect me to talk about me and my significant other. I'm like, no, it's not any of my fucking business. If that's who you want to talk about, that's who you talk about. But they throw that carrot out there by talking about their wife, which is really not exciting because by that time I probably seen their wife and she wasn't really attractive to me. But anyways, they throw whatever they throw out there. And then they want to hear what you got to say about your sexual exploits. And I'm just like, damn, are y'all motherfuckers like that in love with black sexuality? You won't marry a black woman, and some white dudes might not even get with a black woman if they had the opportunity. But it's just something about it, you know. I mean, I used to know these dudes, and they were Caucasian dudes, but they loved black porn. You know, I told you I was in that business, and so they didn't want no videos of people that looked like them. They only wanted black porn videos. So, with that being said, I've just found myself like always wondering, like, why does a motherfucker really want to hear about the sexual exploits of black people, even though he's not involved with them or may not be married to one, whatever? I've always wanted to know that. But Michelle Obama was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he asked her about having sex, like what her sex life was like with Barack. And that was strange enough. But I guess he had already asked Barack some shit, and then Barack was like, you got to ask Michelle. Now, I would have literally went off. We talking about the former president of the United States. You pretty much can do and say what the fuck you want to do. I mean, other former presidents of the United States have, like the last one, he's still talking shit. And he's up under fucking federal indictments, but he's still talking shit. So I'm not sure why Barack didn't let Jimmy Kimmel have it. I do know why, but I don't know why. So it's one of them weird things. I mean, you get in there and you're talking about some shit, and then all of a sudden it gets personal, like, you know, what's your sex life like? Like, really, motherfucker? And everybody knows that motherfuckers fantasize about Michelle. I mean, she's the finest first lady we've ever had. Outside of politics, let's just go with what she looks like. She's the baddest motherfucker that we've ever had as a FLOTUS. Let's just put it on the floor. There hasn't been another first lady that's looked better than Michelle Obama. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't put one up. I know some people gonna say Melania, but come on now. We done see Melania butt ass naked, and she ain't got shit on Michelle. And I don't think we'll ever see Michelle naked, but I think we could imagine, just based on some of the shit she wore, what she's working with. So Jimmy Kimmel asked both people. He asked Barack, he asked Michelle what their sex life was like. Now, just you have to understand that once one motherfucker tells you nothing and says, why don't you go ask my wife? Do you really go ask his wife? Because most likely you wouldn't have the opportunity to do, because you wouldn't have two people that are married that are notables that are going to be on your show. So the chances of him ever asking Michelle if she was a nobody was good. But since she was Michelle Obama and she was going to be on tour, Barack was pimping a book, and I think she was pimping a book. So they was both there, and he just asked. But that shit was out of line like a motherfucker. Who else is in that half space? What's good, brother Antoine? I appreciate you. Check me out also on the book. We're Facebook friends, and I'm on YouTube because I got the Friedman background. You ain't seeing it if you're on Haps. So, you know, I got the Friedman background. So you definitely got to check me out and let me know what's good with that. So I just want to know why they're so infatuated with black sexuality. You know, because like I said, it doesn't bother me, because motherfucker asked me some shit. I'm going to tell him some shit he won't want to take home. He'll feel so goddamn inferior, he won't even want to fuck his woman. So say some shit to me out of pocket, and I'm coming at your ass. Excuse me. See how I'm all new and shit? I don't know where my shit's at, because I got a totally different desk now and shit. It's a foreign place, and it's my own place. It's all good, though. But yeah, I just want to know, man. I really want to know. So appreciate everybody checking in. I see some people checking in from the book, liking the video. You know, share the video as well. You know, let's create that digital footprint of some real shit out here. We share a lot of stupid shit. Well, I don't share stupid shit, but there's a lot of stupid shit that's shared. And let's share some good shit, you know. And I need to know about the sound quality tonight. I need to know about the visual, you know. I mean, I'm giving you all I can give you, but let me know about my visual, my screen, you know, the green curtain. If you're looking through Haps and you're seeing the green curtain, let me know how that looks. I mean, I know I could have drew an iron to that motherfucker, but I really wasn't thinking about it. I unfolded that bitch and put it up. I was excited. I'm trying to tell you, I was excited like a kid in a candy store and shit. So I wanted to get on tonight. I'm not even going to deal with this one right now. Don't worry about it. ... I'm on a live right now, so we'll talk tomorrow and see where he wants to be. So, my grandson, he's been growing his hair out and shit. I want him to grow it as long as he wants to grow it, but he's really tired of it. So, now I think he done seen somebody with a different hairstyle. And, I'm not going to go back and forth with him. It's fucking hair. If he wants his hair a little longer, it'll be a little longer. If he wants it shorter, I don't care. He's got to be happy with it because he's the one that's got to comb it. He's the one that's got to brush it, and his mama's got to take care of it. So, yeah. So I'm good with it. But yeah, man, those are things that I just can't get over and get around. Somebody is that enamored, and infatuated, whatever you want to call it, with sexuality, sexual situations that don't even fucking concern them. It's just fucked up to me. That's crazy as fuck. He said, I see the green curtain on my phone, but I see the F1 background on the Roku. So that's YouTube. Bet. I appreciate it. So yeah, it's all good, and I'm trying to kick it from this side. I'm gonna get a better angle of it. I didn't really set everything up. I'm gonna get a better angle of it because I really don't want to cover up the American freedmen at all. I really want to sit like this, like, kind of like halfway. I'm gonna see if I can get that American freedman like up in here, and then I ain't got to be all the way off the the screen and shit. But I'm gonna get it right. It's the first one. It's the first one with all this shit. I'm working it and shit. And can you hear all this shit? Can y'all hear that? I don't know if you can hear any of that. See, I don't know if that stuff is like coming through or not. I can hear it, but I don't know if it's coming through the feed. And what's this one? Oh yeah, that was the one I had to scratch. I don't know if the shit's coming through or not. I guess I'll see when I listen to the playback. So it's all good. Shout out to my brother Zanera. He had a brother leave some shit earlier, and we all been laughing at it because I think at this point we laugh at the misguided. We don't get on them. We don't try to run them out the room and shit. We just kind of laugh. I mean, he basically was like, we can do our own shit. We can give ourselves reparations. And I'm like, how the fuck do we give ourselves reparations? But I've got a gift that I use when I'm just kind of clueless on some shit, and I gave him that gift. And then he came back several hours later. I haven't responded yet because I was all intertwined with this shit. But shout out to that brother be putting up posts, and he's very thought provoking. So he makes people get in their feelings or get in the chat. And that motherfucker got in the chat, and it was funny to me because he's talking about we can give ourselves reparations. And I don't mind the motherfucker thinking that, yeah, we can do for self, but we can do for self up to a certain point. Okay? We can only do for self up to a certain point. And basically, when I saw his comment, I felt like this. But I couldn't say that, so I gave him the gift that I always give when I'm just kind of clueless and shit. Appreciate y'all fellas in the half room giving me that feedback and shit, because I'm not really looking at the Facebook or the YouTube stat. I don't get a whole lot of people over there on the YouTube side live, but since I'm live on YouTube, somebody might just scroll past me and be like, what's that shit? What's he talking about? And if you hear, this is what I'm talking about, motherfucker. I appreciate you. But yeah, so you know, we got some misguided melanin out here. And like I said, I think we owe it to ourselves not to lose the energy on motherfuckers anymore, to the point where we can't, we get our point across. We try to get our point across to them. Either they hear it or they don't. You know, the brothers from BTP was trying to really kick some knowledge a couple nights ago to this one motherfucker who he just, you know, when he came down with the shit and said he didn't work, I mean, I was just like, what the fuck, dude? What are you talking about? You say you make 50 G's a year. You know, I mean, you got to do something to make 50,000. But he didn't believe in work. And he say he invested, but he didn't know his net worth. It just was just some really convoluted bullshit that he ran together. And then he started talking about Jay Morrison. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you only like 4 months late, right? Because everybody knows that Jay Morrison is a fucking scammer by now. And I'm sorry, but hopefully you didn't send Jay Morrison $5 or $500. Because I know he was asking for $500 just from some regular, everyday working motherfuckers. Took all their money. When it came time for the dividends to come in, Jay wasn't around, the bread wasn't around, the Tulsa Project got shut down, and all of a sudden, you know, it was everybody else's fault. So he started talking about, well, there's people doing all right, people doing shit, people do. Look at Jay Morrison. Then we had to look at who Jay really was. We already knew Jay wasn't one of us. He wasn't a freedman, okay? He had been up in his Dominican Republic status for years. Nobody caught that. Nobody caught that. But we let Jay get in our hearts. Then he got in our pocketbooks. Then he got gone. And see, when you got misguided melanin out there, like these folks that gave him $500 to $500, when you got misguided melanin out there, it births people like that. And that brother knew nothing about Jay Morrison being found out to be a fucking scam artist. But he thought he was up on shit. He thought he was top notch. And I'm thinking, he's sitting in the midst of 4 motherfucking scholars who can run you anything from the last fucking, 500, 600 years, factual shit. And you want to come in here and talk about Jay Morrison? So you knew nothing. So you should have said nothing. And he's just misguided melanin, you know, and still wouldn't say exactly where he's from. He said his parents were from down south. Okay. We are from down south. That's where the goddamn ships landed. But where are you really, really from? You could be from down south, but are you from way down south, like South America? You know, you could be in there. You could be in the Caribbean. You know, that's down south too, motherfucker. But he never really would tell us where the fuck he was from. But it's all good. Hopefully he don't ever come back on their show. He really brought the quality of the show down because he was horrible. And then shout out to the brother Kato. Kato got up in Clyburn's ass. Yes, brother Kato. Brother Kato got up in Jimmy Fish frying Clyburn's ass at some town hall type meeting. And they probably didn't know what to expect when Brother Kato got up because he got his braids on and he just looked like, okay, I'm just about to just say something and sit the fuck back down. No, he ran about motherfucking 6 minutes, almost 8 minutes, I think, of shit down to Clyburn, and Clyburn didn't have shit to say. Nothing. And every time Clyburn did have an answer, Kato had an answer for that. That was some beautiful shit. He started out too. He said, I'm Gullah. So back up, nigga. He was like, I'm Gullah. Let it go. You can let go. Any whatever you think you about to say to me, I'm Gullah. Here we go. And Clyburn said nothing. He had to give him his respect. Then you started to see people turn around in their seats to see who Brother Kato was. This is what's got to happen in these town hall meetings, these city council meetings, these commissioner meetings, anything that's public with your local politicians. We got to show up and we got to talk like Brother Kato. They just now starting to open shit up around here in Washtenaw County. So we got to get out. Wayne County, we got to get out. All right. I'm already composing an email to all the black politicians and the white ones that I've talked to in the state of Michigan. And I'm going to be looking to do a multi-panel discussion. And we're going to be talking about repair. We're going to be talking about reparations. We're going to be talking about restorative justice, state level, you know. And those who choose not to come on to this because they might want to play that middle of the road shit, okay. Trust me, the panel will go on and we will discuss who's not in attendance. But everybody that I've talked to has always said they were definitely for reparations. They just didn't understand how it could come about. Don't worry about how it could come about. What we need is your allegiance. We need you to take it back to the State House. And then we need to take it to Capitol Hill. But we'll get everything in line. Let's not put the cart before the horse. Don't worry about how much it's going to cost. Just know it's going to leave a mark. It's going to leave a mark. Not necessarily on you, but it's going to leave a mark, goddammit. Shit. On some text on my grandson's mom back. Make sure she's good. All right. So yeah, where I'm at right now. What's up, Free? Getting more involved with what I'm doing here. I want to start getting more regular. I'm hoping I'm not stepping on somebody tonight, because I do a lot of impromptu lives, whether I be in the car or whether I be inside. I was about to say in the side. That's not crazy. Whether I be in the car or inside, I do a lot of impromptu lives. So I want to get it down to the point where I have a day that I do my live, like in the studio, and then my impromptu lives will be the car runs. So, I also want to get rid of, the bad signals that I got out there in the car. I don't like when I do some content and this shit. I know what I say, and I know what I hear people come back as, but I don't like it when the signal's all fucked up out there and y'all can't understand what I'm saying. It just feels like I wasted some shit. And I don't want to waste my time, your time, nobody's time. So, we're going to keep it right. But yeah, I want to develop a time. I don't know if I'm going to do 1 live a week, 2 lives a week inside, and then kind of sprinkle them in with the lives in the car. I don't know exactly. My traction will dictate that. My traction will dictate that. I mean, shit, I've been on the radio every day before. But there's got to be a reason why I'm coming in. So, and then I'm going to get to all the other stuff, as far as supporting the channel and this, that, and the other. I'm not there yet. All right. So before I come to begging, because that's what it feels like to me, to be honest with you. Motherfuckers should know what you put into doing what you do, and they should just want to support. But I don't expect that. But that's why I got to do the Patreon account, because I guess that's what that's for. They say, like, if you really want to go long with this and you're really talking about doing something huge with this, and then I still haven't hooked up all the audio platforms, the iTunes and the Googles and all that stuff. I need to get into that. So when I hit record on that, they're catching the audio, y'all catching the audio and the visual. I got to put it all together, but I'm doing it by myself, and I still have a life. So, this is kind of my life, but you know what I mean. I still gotta be able to be in multiple places at one time, which is impossible. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm gonna bypass the Black Asian thing right now. And the main reason that I'm going to pass up on it is because I left another email for the gentleman who wrote an article regarding the situation with the 6-year-old baby boy out here who got shot. And I want to talk to him, and I want to talk to him on air. I don't want to just throw him under the bus. I want to be professional about this shit, because I am professional. And I want to make sure that he understands that what he reported was blasphemous, and make him understand the sincerity of this situation, because what he did was he heightened the accusations between blacks and Asians, but then he diffused it, because the Asian was the person who attacked the black, and then he basically made the Asian out to be not that big of a deal. But we got to talk about that, and I want to hopefully he answers me by tomorrow. Now I can get him on here. I don't need him on here for a whole show. I just want him to come on and explain where he got his information from, and then I'll explain what the real is to him, and then we can move forward amicably. Brother Knowledge, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Loyal watcher, listener. I appreciate that. From Lynchburg. If you on Haps though, when they see you pop up, they generally pop in. So that's a beautiful thing. So the loyalty is really deep over on Haps. I got to generate that type of traffic over on the YouTube space. And Facebook, Facebook's gonna be what Facebook's gonna be, because I got 1,400 Facebook friends, and I get about 40 views on Facebook and shit. But I mean, a couple of years later and shit, I find some shit to be like 1,500 views. Okay, whatever. But live videos, I don't really put a whole lot of stock into Facebook. It's a lot of fair weather bullshit over there, and a lot of motherfuckers just don't support you because they just don't support you. But you can catch them watching twerking videos and shit, and fight videos and shit, and dumb shit. But you won't catch them, listening to some real shit, which is okay. Which is okay. That just makes more room for the real motherfuckers. That's all they do. It's say I got 5 people up in the motherfucking space up in StreamYard. Now, I don't know if that StreamYard is going through, how that works out. I didn't give nobody the link, but they're in here, so it is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna bypass that Black Asian thing, because I really don't want to fuck with that right now if I'm not gonna have old boy on here. And I really can't pronounce his name. That's why I ain't said his name. But he's a news reporter, and I believe he's of Arab American descent. And I just want to make sure that we get things clear, because I think that's what we got to do. If we're gonna straighten out and control our narrative, we've got to basically correct some of the shit that people say that's wrong. We got to correct that and then control it from there. So we've been controlling the narrative out here in Washington County, but he perpetuated some shit in the Detroit Free Press, and that's an international newspaper. It's not just a local newspaper. The motherfucker's online, so that means motherfuckers heard it in Tokyo, and they hear it in Tucson. Okay, I just use those two because I've had people from Tucson, I've had people from Tokyo hit me up on Haps, so I go from Tokyo to Tucson. You know what I'm saying? We don't want misinformation out there, especially where it's concerned with this Black Asian thing. Because this Black Asian thing it's not good for us. We don't feel good the way they basically accused of brutalizing Asians. So we want to clear this shit up as soon as possible. So you left Instagram? Okay. You left Facebook? You left them all. He said, fuck them. What was there, discrepancy with Instagram and Facebook? Why'd you leave them? What made you walk away? So, Word up, Sister Shanna. She be on it, man. Sending posts and sharing our material and all kinds of stuff. She does. I mean, all the content creators that be putting shit out there, on the real side. She makes sure that it gets out, And we be watching some goofy shit sometimes. So she'll generally send that shit in our messenger. She won't put that out there. But we have to keep up on everybody. We got to keep up on the cool shit, and we got to keep up on the clown shit. So much love to her, because she's always supporting this shit. I appreciate that. Oh, you kept getting hacked. I get it. I ain't never really had that many problems, I ain't never had that many problems as far as getting hacked and shit. I mean, I know I'm going on these multiple platforms, so it could happen. It could happen, But we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being on Haps. Appreciate you supporting Freedman Media, because that's just where we need to be right now. That's where we need to be. But I want to go to some audio. I got to go to some audio here. That it was crazy to me that I've been trying to watch the BNC, the Black News Channel. I've been trying to watch it, because I want to support them. I want to support them. It's a Black News Channel. I mean, I know it's owned by white dudes, or 2 white dudes. I know but all this shit is owned by white people, okay? And, that bothers me to a degree, but what really bothers me is that they got people on here who are not totally for Black people. And, they might be for Democrats. They've had some conservative folk on here, but for the most part, it is a Democratic network. Okay. And with that being said, they've kind of got that kumbaya shit going on. And I watch all the shows. You know, I watch Charles Blow, and I watch the young lady Yo Deep, Rashad. You know, Mark Lamont Hill. I watch numerous clips with him. He just keeps coming up. I'm not sure exactly why, but he just keeps coming up. So I watch him, and just hopefully, man, he's just developed some shit. You know, one day it'll be like, don't be so middle of the road, bro. You ain't got to be so middle of the road. But maybe because he is the lead anchor on there, maybe he does have to be middle of the road. Maybe he's setting the stage. But I check out the one brother who used to be on ESPN, Mike. Forgot his last name. I believe his name is Mike, though. Light-skinned brother, you know, and his a sister on there. And crazy shit, you know, because she's probably the most thorough personality they got on the show. And, you know, I was really hoping that a brother would come out and take the lead and be the head anchor at this network. But it looks like the sister's going to have to come out and do her thing. And then maybe the fellas will see like, oh, so you can be kind of oppositional. So you can be like, fuck them without saying fuck them, because that's this sister, what she does. Her name is Sharon Reed. I don't know if anybody else has checked her out or really got her stilo down, because every video I see, she doesn't take no shit. And all the soft shoeing that's around her, that shit goes away when she gets on the mic. And I've been listening to a lot of this shit about Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor. Rachel Nichols fucked up. You know, she fucked up. She had a hot mic, and I'm not sure how she did. No, she had a hot mic, but she had a hot mic. We're not here to talk about her tonight. We're here to talk about the fact that Sharon Reed called the shit perfectly. She called it perfectly to the point where motherfuckers need to understand. Y'all have gotten all your passes. We done with all the motherfucking apologies. We done with all the bullshit that you want to come out with after you say some greasy shit. See, once you say some greasy shit, you can't just come back with some degreaser. No. Grease leaves a stain. You got to understand, grease leaves a stain. All right? And you got to work like a motherfucker to get that grease stain out. You just can't come back with no degreaser. You got to come out with stain remover and this, that, wash it, don't dry it, try it again, bam, bam, bam. It's a lot of work you got to do. Just ain't putting a degreaser in the water and then trying to get it out. No. You can get rid of the grease, but you can't get rid of the stain. And she is one of them people, once you done made that stain, I love this shit, though. I love it. So I got to let you check this audio out, and please let me know how this audio is coming through. Please let me know how this audio comes through, because it's all coming through the console. So I want to make sure that we all good. So let me shut it down. Hold on a second. What we got? Shut it down. Get this shit right. And then y'all tell me if y'all can hear it. Tell me if you can hear
it. We're Sharon, and we've been there before, right? Where you get a job, you're qualified for it, you're supposed to be in that job, you deserve that job, but because you get that job over somebody else who has been at that station or network for a long period of time, who feel like they're entitled in a sense because maybe they paid their dues and maybe they're qualified, and you come in as this so-called diversity hire, there is going to be that conflict that person has against you. We've seen it happen before, and we're going to see it happen numerous times until they do a better job of evening these things out, when we're not talking about all of a sudden having to make up for lost time. I got an example I want to tell you about, but I want to get your thoughts.
My thoughts are they just haven't changed much. And Adam Silver did whatever his diplomatic thing is. He obviously has some fondness for Rachel Nichols, because even in that clip, without saying her name, he said, one mistake can erase a career, whatever. I don't think people should be canceled for one mistake unless they are completely, ridiculous, and this is exactly who they are. Whatever. You're just not going to get me, and this is going to sound callous, to care about Rachel Nichols. Okay, and you're not going to get me to go down this rabbit hole where I'm going to turn Maria into a victim. what was said about her was ignorant and wrong. And she's going to be great, and we're going to continue to support her. I don't care. Listen, I ate too much during the pandemic, and now I'm fat. Facts, okay? I ate too much. I can't ignore the food. That's why I'm relentless in my focus on ESPN.
Sharon Reed don't play. And I hope they don't make her soften up. If they want to make her soften up, I hope she quits. She's the strongest anchor they got. She's the strongest one they got. Now, I've listened to some of the other sisters, but I haven't listened to them at length and have the back and forth with another anchor. She stands 10 toes down. Fuck them. That's the way she is. Fuck them. I don't care. This is what they do to us. She had another hot clip talking about Phylicia Rashad. She's like, fuck them. What's happening, Sue? Appreciate the thumbs up. So obviously that audio came through nice. No doubt, Sister Shannon. Sister Shannon done snuck in the chat room over here on the StreamYard studio side. Like I said, maybe you coming to YouTube. Yeah, it does show like the YouTube emblem and everything. I don't know how anybody's seeing anything, and where the comments are coming from. I'm getting a little dizzy with that, so I ain't gonna focus as much on that, but I appreciate you, no doubt. And that's where she's at with it. She's just like, fuck them. They do this dumb shit, say this dumb shit, and then they want to apologize. Then they want to say sorry. No, motherfucker, you ain't sorry. If you were sorry, you would have said, you know what? I really empathize with this situation, but I'm going to keep my motherfucking mouth shut because there's really not anything right that I can say here. That's when you're sorry, because you're sorry for the collective. See, what she's trying to do is protect her fucking job now. She's not sorry for all white people. She should be sorry for all white people and be like, but see, here's the thing. The diversity hire thing, think about it. 2021. Okay, that's it. 1865. 1865, 2021. Why the fuck do we need diversity hires? We were freed in 1865. 1865, we were freed. We were full-blown citizens of this country. They no longer looked at us like 3/5 of a man. At least that's what they said. We were freed. So why in 2021 do we need motherfucking diversity hires? Why are companies still not held to the standard where if they say we 14% of the population, why are we not 14% of a motherfucking company? If we hold at least that in that state, and that, I know every state we hire, we lower, we hire, we lower. But why in these states that we are 14%, why are we not 14% of the workforce? We ain't trying to work. We ain't trying to eat. Y'all trying to say black people ain't trying to eat? And what state is it? I believe it's in Mississippi that has the highest population of black people, but it also has one of the highest populations of unemployment people. That don't make sense because most of those unemployed people in Mississippi are black. Where are the diversity hires in Mississippi? Are there any diversity hires in Mississippi? Mississippi, they still call you a boy, I hear, and get away with it in a lot of places. I know if I ever go down there, I got to go down there and holler at my man Bill. I got to hang with him. Because if I get down there and somebody call me boy, I ain't going to make it back to Michigan. You already know this. I'm not going to make it back. Boy, call me. Oh, my God. So, I just don't understand how Rachel Nichols or anybody else thinks that just an apology is going to work for us anymore. Apologies can't work anymore. You sorry for what? You sorry for doing it again and again and again? Because that's what y'all do. Y'all do it again and again and again and then again. And then you fucking apologize. Apologize. Why do I need your apology when I know it's not genuine? Why do I need it? I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want you to apologize. I want you to change. But I already told you, racists don't change. Racists don't change. They don't just, you know what? This racist shit ain't working for me no more. Being a bigot is not profitable at all. Because it is. It's actually really profitable to be a bigot. To be a racist, you got to have money to be a racist. But you can be a bigot and be broke. But it's actually pretty fucking profitable. I mean, hell, when you go to college and shit as a black man, and you are worth less than a motherfucker who sat on the couch all through high school and didn't graduate, ooh, yeah. It's profitable as a motherfucker to be a bigot. Shit. Just saying. So I kind of killed two birds with one stone there. We're talking about the diversity hires, you know. Where are we at right now? We coming up on an hour? You know, I ain't gonna keep y'all here tonight long. You know, this is my rookie moment. I basically broke my cherry, you know, in my new space. Then I broke my cherry, you know, by doing the multicast. I got StreamYard hitting me up with YouTube and Facebook action. I got Haps hooking me up with YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope. I don't look at none of these other platforms. I just check them all because I know I got accounts with them. They get a Twitter link out there, you know. So hopefully whoever sees the motherfucker gonna see it. I get it. But I just wanted to see where everything was popping tonight. I just really want to see, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at every platform and see if there was skip outs on The Voice and all that shit. So for about the 60 minutes, I'll end up being on this thing because I got one more thing I need to talk about. I got one more thing I need to talk about. I got enough in this joint to talk about this. Yeah, I think I got enough. But I just want to see where it all is right now because I'm gonna shut it down. Once I shut it down, I want to check out and see where the good audio was, see where the spotty audio was. You know, I don't know. Haps, you know, they'll pixelate me and shit, and I can't tell. Like right now, it's showing me as a fair signal for Haps. Then it goes to good. I ain't moved one motherfucking bit. You know, I should have all the bars. I should have all the motherfucking bars. But for some reason, now it's great. There we go. You know, stop fucking with me, Haps. Ain't shit moving. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me on the first one. You know, on the first one. As I said, I didn't give it no special title or nothing. This is fucking Thursday night. We here. So whoever's rocking with me all the way through, I appreciate y'all. If you just coming in later, or you dipped in, you got here mistakenly and shit. I appreciate you, but see you. Okay, bye. You didn't have to hit this motherfucker. Motherfuckers get on. They already know what I'm talking about. They already know what I'm talking about. You know. So it looks like we've got a satisfied Cosby victim. And I know that this, like I said, I'm not going to be throwing out a whole lot of disclaimers. You already know how I feel about motherfuckers that do things to people, you know, against their consent. So we're not talking about Bill tonight, okay? No talking about Bill, okay? If you think we're talking about Bill, then get the fuck out of here. We're not talking about Bill. We're talking about the satisfied Cosby victim. See, I thought I'd never hear that. That's why I had to put in there a satisfied Cosby victim. Some people might have seen this. Some people might have not. If you have not, you've not seen this and heard this, you're about to. You're about to. Because, see, what's happening here is it's really starting to unravel for some of these victims. Okay? Some of these victims, the shit's starting to unravel for them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the audio, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it briefly. I don't want to hold over 60 minutes. I'm really trying to get it to the point, of staying around 60 minutes until we just start to fucking grow and we just burst at the seams and we can't get off this bitch in an hour. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no sense of sitting around 2-3 motherfucking hours if you ain't got shit to say. And hell, I got all kinds of stuff I could talk about 2-3 hours. But what I'm gonna do that for? Right now. What I'm gonna do that for? Okay? 60 minutes is enough. I'll punch you in your motherfucking chest for 60 minutes and then let you go about your evening, you know, and then you go do what you're gonna do. That's some other shit that I want to watch tonight. So, you know, it's another thing besides watching my own shit and hear the playbacks and hear what the audio sounded like. I'm gonna have headphones on when I listen to my shit. You know, I'm not just gonna listen to it on the TV. I want to hear every fucking thing. I want to hear if I could hear that fan come on, because I didn't even close the door to the studio. I'm gonna hear if I hear any clicking and whatever. All right. I want to be able to hear a motherfucking roach tap dancing a mile away. I want to be able to hear everything. That's what I'm about. I'm about the sound quality. So let me go ahead and kill this audio. Has the music been okay? Has the music been like up and where you can hear it but still hear me clearly? Has the music been good? Brother Knowledge, you a musician. Brother Knowledge, you a musician. Has the music and the audio been good? You know, the music audio and the verbal audio, raw audio as they call it. Has that been good? You know mixing. You know mixing. Yeah, so let me get this right here. All right, now we gonna go.
It's almost like a mantra for me that he was released on a legal technicality and not because he's innocent. He is not innocent. He'll never be innocent, and I need to hold on to that.
So what would justice look like to you now? Because he is claiming that he is innocent. He's claiming that justice has been served.
He's going to always claim he was innocent. That story has never changed. But the 60 plus women that have come forward, we all know the truth. So his legacy, will never be what it used to be. So a little bit of justice served there. He did serve 2 years, a little bit of justice in the fact that he is a disgraced former America's dad. And I can live with that.
So is this the end of the road for, these women who say that they are his?
Yeah, it is.
We're sharing, and we've been there before, right?
No, we don't want to talk about that one. Let's skip right to the next one. I didn't know it did that. On this device, I didn't know it goes right to the next piece of audio, which I had up earlier. So, okay. So you heard that shit. She said she was satisfied with him being disgraced and him not being America's dad anymore. She's satisfied. She is satisfied that Bill Cosby is no longer America's dad anymore. If you are a victim of rape, and I've never been, thank God. I know a few. You never forgive your rapist. You can't forgive someone who took your innocence without consent. And I'm not talking about being a virgin, because you are innocent. If you're consensual, then you get into something else. But if you don't want to do that, you are innocent. And you never forgive the person who violated your innocence, who took from you without consent for no reason other than to brutalize you. There's never a reason to take someone's sexual innocence from them without their consent. And she said she forgave him. She's good with that because he's not going to be America's dad. She's living in a fucking TV world. TV. We've called him America's dad. He was America's favorite dad. Absolutely. Not just Black America, white America. You run back all the shows that were on the same time the Cosby Show was, there was plenty of shows on that had white dads that they could have been considered the favorite dad of America. Way more than one Bill Cosby, but Bill was the #1 dad in America. Let that shit sink in. Out of all the shows that ran right in line with the Cosby Show, start to finish, and came and went, because there was so many goddamn shows. And once Cosby brand started coming, everybody started want a show. But hey, if you can't hold up to that, there ain't no point in you trying to come up here and try to battle Bill. There was a lot of shows that came and went during that time, but I'm talking about a show that started right around the same time as Cosby and ended around the same time as Cosby. Nobody ever eclipsed and became America's favorite dad. There was nobody. All of America loved Bill Cosby. So when she says that she is satisfied that he is no longer America's dad anymore, that she can live with. This is why I have doubted many of the victims. I've doubted many of them. I've doubted many of them that the Allrod, whatever her fucking name is, she's a weird ass attorney. All right, she's a weird ass attorney. Gets her clients to dress up and shit and really try to play that theatrical role, and they lose their credibility. They lose their credibility when they do that clown shit. People can see through that shit. She had the woman she tried to make look like she was more black and had her wearing dark makeup and shit. She looked like Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places and shit when they put that fucking shoe polish and them dreadlocks on, sitting up there in court with all them goddamn crazy ass dreadlocks on. This shit wasn't her hair. Crazy ass shit. Gloria Allred, that's that bitch's name. Gloria Allred. She brings out her clients and them motherfuckers be clowning on the real. Clowning. So, how do you come to grips with a man? Because at the beginning, I thought she was about to come with some real shit, break down and shit, and really make Bill look bad. She says he got through on a lethal technicality. A lethal technicality. How the fuck is it lethal? He should have never been tried on this shit because the shit was supposed to be sealed. They said you're never going to get charged on it. They charged him on it. It's not a lethal technicality. He didn't just squeak through. And the way I look at it, here's the other thing. I haven't brought this up. But you know, a lot of motherfuckers do prison time. They never do the max time. What people wanted him to do is they wanted him to die in jail. They didn't get their wish. They wanted Bill Cosby to die in jail because that would have made crazy ass news too. Then one day they would have fucking did tours and said, this was Bill Cosby's cell. This is where he died and shit. These were some of the writings that he had before he died. They'd have made it all types of, all his writings would have ended up in the Smithsonian Institute and all kinds of bullshit. But they didn't get their wish. Bill came out that bitch. Bill came out that bitch and put up a peace sign. Then all of a sudden you got all these motherfucking racist motherfuckers talking about, look at him putting up the victory sign. Bitch, it's a peace sign. It's not a victory sign. It's a peace sign. He's like, deuces, bitches, I'm out of here. They're like, yeah, look at him put the victory sign up. No, we don't put the victory sign up, you stupid motherfuckers. We put the peace sign up. Deuces. The fuck's wrong with people? Victory sign. What the fuck did he win? He just lost 2 years in a goddamn prison. There's no victory there. Peace. I'm out this bitch. Fuck. So when she said that shit, it just made me think. We already know, and I don't give a fuck. 50, 60, 100 people went to the police. 50, 60, 100 people. I don't know. They say there's still victims that never came forward. Okay, I get it. I'm not trying to not be empathetic to rape victims. But here's one thing that I have to say before I close this bitch out, because I'm just over 65 minutes. They had all those police departments, all those detectives. You know, people probably came in, counselors, social workers. You know, they had the people behind the glass looking through to check the women out, that, you know, and they're getting interviewed. Nobody chose to move forward and pass it on to the prosecution. Or the prosecutor's offices in these different places got these cases and they chose not to file. So something was wrong with a lot of these alleged victim stories. Because now all this shit goes to alleged. It's that Bill Cosby should have never been in prison. He should have never been in prison. So we go all the way back to accused and alleged. So if these alleged victims went to police stations and then police went to the prosecutors and they were supposed to file charges on Bill and they didn't have strong enough cases to, we know Beverly Johnson was lying. Unfortunately, she was one of the very few, if I'm not mistaken, she was the only black one that came forward, you know, that was public about it. And she lied. Then there's the one that they tried to make like she was black, you know, with the shoe polish and shit and the dreadlocks. She ain't really black. But let's just say she number two. She lying. She's in court with makeup on and fake dreadlocks. So we already know she lying. Her story's fucked up. But nobody's story got through the police. You know, they roundtabled this shit. This was Bill Cosby. This is the biggest motherfucking celebrity in the world at one time. You could take down the big man. That's the other thing that I try to explain to people. See, you got to understand, if they could have took Michael Jackson down, they'd have took him down. If they could have took Bill down with one of the however many, they'd have took him down. I don't care how big you are. If you black, they will take you down. And they didn't get Michael, not because of a lethal technicality. They didn't get Michael because he didn't do that shit. How about that? Michael just didn't do that shit. Okay? I mean, you file a police report and then they take it to the prosecutor's office and then everybody looks at it and no, we don't have anything. All of them? All of them. All of them. Because if they had one solid case, they'd have put all their fucking weight behind it and they would have brought it down on Bill. Bill would have did life. There wouldn't have been no 3 to 10 on the shit that they convicted him for. They wouldn't have stayed. He'd have did life. He'd have did life in prison had they thought that one of these rapes was true. Just saying, man. Just saying. So that's where I'm at. But I appreciate everybody dipping in here tonight. This has actually been some cool shit. Let me go and turn this back down. But I'm going to get on up out of here. I'm going to check it out. I will be back on probably tomorrow. District attorney is a political office. Consequently, DAs have to be in the business of winning cases or else they don't get reelected. And they didn't see that as something they could have won, Brother Antoine. That's coming from the Hap Space. If anybody else can't see it, that is coming from the Hap Space. Ray, these facts. I'm not even sure who Ray is, but I appreciate you checking in. You must be on YouTube. I appreciate it. Facts. If the cases could have been winnable, they'd have took them. You take a chance. You take a chance. They want to have confidence, though. What do they say? The thing with attorneys, they never ask a question they don't know the answer to already. Yeah. Or the probability of what the answer is going to be. If they didn't think they could win, they ain't gonna go in. That prosecutors aren't in the fucking business for, you can't get into the Hall of Fame of prosecutors and shit by batting 3 for 10. You can get into the Hall of Fame doing that in baseball. Baseball is the only motherfucking sport that you can fail 7 out of 10 times and be considered great. It's the only thing in the world you can fail 7 out of 10 times and still be considered great. Prosecutors, you lose 7 out of 10 cases, your ass ain't gonna be a prosecutor long. You might as well go right over to the public defender's office because you win more cases for them motherfuckers than you win for the prosecutor's office. You need to get on the other team. Give us your jersey, motherfucker. Shit. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And they couldn't prove none of that shit. I mean, some of the motherfucking charges was back from then. Bill had charges back from 1865 and shit. Seriously. There was some Reconstruction charges and allegations and shit in there. What the fuck? They tried to get Bill for shit. I mean, when he was literally just getting his foot, like, just dug deep in Hollywood's ass, Bill would have been out raping no fucking body. And then he just shows up on the fucking set the next day. Come on, man. No sketchy behavior all these years. Come on, man. Them kind of motherfuckers end up cracking. Bill never cracked. Sorry. They were all getting high. Sexual revolution years. The 60s and the 70s. Motherfuckers pop more fucking pills in a goddamn pharmacy. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Stop going to somebody's house at 9 o'clock. And I know I'm going to get hit for this. But if you show up at a man's house at 9 and 10 o'clock and y'all drinking wine and y'all doing drugs, and this is what y'all normally do, your case gets real slim for rape. Oh, you did it multiple times, or you've been over his house multiple times, or you had sex multiple times, but this day he raped you? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Maybe you didn't get exactly what Bill wanted. You wanted to have Bill give you. You wanted a role or something. You wanted some type of come up. Maybe you just wanted some bread. Bill was like, fuck that. I hit that numerous times. Whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, everybody has checked out Haps, Facebook that way, YouTube that way. Everybody's checked out the streams coming from YouTube and Facebook. You see in the background, shit's fly. You got to admit, shit's fly. And you see in the wonderful green screen from Haps, shit's fly, either way. Hopefully Haps gets it together and we can get a green screen background up there soon. Or I'll just fuck with this green curtain. Green is my favorite color. You see my chair? My chair is green. So, green is my favorite color. My daughter bought me an ashtray and shit. I'm telling you, you can't see it. Everything that's not green is green. So that's my ashtray. Very intuitive 16-year-old. She's very intuitive. She just knows what I like. She knows I like cannabis and I like hemp. She knows all that shit. So yeah. But yeah, man, shit, we done been in here 70 plus minutes now, and not much dead air. I appreciate anybody that's been over here in the Haps chat room. Brother Antoine, good to see you back. You done came back from the liquor store. What'd you get, Antoine? What kind of liquor did you get tonight? What you sipping on tonight? I'm not a big drinker like I used to be and shit, but I know some of these conversations some night I'm probably gonna be ready for a shot. So I'm more of a a little light mixed drink guy. A little vodka, orange juice. I used to do dark liquors, but that was when I did like Diet Cokes and stuff like that with them, but I don't fuck with that. If I do a dark now, it's got to be generally straight up. Might throw a splash or something in there just to knock that tart shit off. But yeah, what'd you end up getting? And brother Ray Ray in the YouTube room, you must have came through because you saw the live. I appreciate you. I don't know exactly, like I said, how you found me other than that. Oh, only Heineken in the night. It's a light night. You got to work tomorrow. I get it. If you got to work tomorrow, I get it. You probably go a little bit harder on the weekends, or when you know you got them days put together, you ain't got to get up early. I get it. Heineken was a good beer for me. That was a very good beer for me. One of my higher times for beer, because I go all the way back to the St. Ides and the Old English days too. So when I started drinking Heineken, when I could say I drink Heineken, because it wasn't some shit you could really afford back in the day. But I started actually drinking Heineken when I worked at a restaurant. I was fucking 16 years old. That's what they would pop open and shit after the shift, and you want a beer? Like, yeah, they'd have Heineken. Heineken tasted way fucking different than malt liquor, I tell you. And you just couldn't afford that shit. You get what, 540s for $5, and a goddamn bottle of Heineken was like $2 or some shit. It was crazy. So, but yeah, everybody that's been in here, I appreciate you, Sister Shannon, once again. Appreciate you spreading the word. Free, as always, keeping the chat room popping. We didn't have no trolls up in here tonight. We keep getting that visitor after the live goes away, Free. I don't think he comes in here anymore when we're actually on. He waits, and then he comes in and does his commenting after we're gone. So, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't scare him away. I wasn't trying to scare him, but, he came with some hoe shit. You're not going to have no hoe shit here. And he had too many people coming at him that day. He should have just been like, you know what? I was wrong. I worded it wrong. And I was wrong. It's Old E, and he's St. Louis and Heineken, Minnesota. I get it. I get it. But, yeah, we're not having people run up on us like that. That's one of our big things. We ain't going to be nobody's whipping boy out here just because I'm a rookie on this shit. Don't think I'm a rookie out here, because that's just not it. All right. Just keep understanding. I am a fucking onion, and just depending on which layer you peel back is what you're going to get. But you ain't going to get me fucked up is what you're going to do. So, but we on it, man. We on it. We up out of here. Hopefully everybody has a great night. I appreciate everybody, and just, be who you are. One love. I'm going to share this at the end so they know I didn't fucking try to steal anybody's shit. YouTube.